Hello there and welcome to my channel. I'm Helen of Helen Jeanne Designs and Hope-Filled Journals, and today I wanted to share with you a little project that I've been working on. As you know, the Christmas is just around the corner. We've been participating in the A to Z of Christmas craft, and my video is coming up on Tuesday, November 30th. So I'm pretty excited about that. But in the meantime, I have been thinking about Christmas a lot. And we have 5 children and 11 grandchildren. So Christmas can be quite an expense. And we like to stay on budget and pay cash for things. So I thought I would work on a little Christmas budget folio. So that's my project for today. I wanted to show you this very simple flip out folio that has a little Christmas budget in it. So what I did is I designed this small kit because I'm starting to work on my Christmas list. And what I have here is a Christmas gifts budget, and there's room for you to write names. And what I did is I printed up a couple of sheets. You could actually print up as many as you want, but I did 2 sheets for now, and I could add more later. But it has the person's name, and the budget would be the amount that you plan on spending. So if you're like me, sometimes I get in the store and I see things and I think, oh, they'll like that, and then pretty soon I have too many gifts for each person, or things are out of balance. I might have too many things for one person and not quite enough for another. So this side is for the budget, and then this is to keep track of what you're spending. So again, has a name, and then this would be what gift you're plan on getting, or could be the gift you already purchased. You could use a little check mark or something. I wanted to keep it small so that I could slip this into my purse, or if you make one for yourself, you might want to do the same. And then the amount spent. So that way I know how much I have budgeted, and then I know how much I'm spending. So very simple. And then I just put this, I made this just a little extra little paper to put here. And this is actually comes in my little kit. I just made a few gift tags. So just printed it up on with a different side, a different pattern on the other side. And you could put other notes, whatever, coupons. That would be a good little slot for coupons. So this can also be adapted and made however you want. It's just a 1-page, 8.5 by 11 is what I used. You could use the A4 paper. I put this little closure here to go in, just to tuck inside here. It's a little awkward, but it keeps it shut so that I can slip it in my purse. And there you have it. So today I want to show you how to make one of these. These are the pages that I created, and I'm actually going to have these available on my website as printables and in my Etsy shop. And if you're watching this video and you decide you want to purchase through my Etsy shop, you can use the coupon code BUDGET20 for 20% off. So they're not going to be that much to start with. It's just mostly to cover the costs and make a little bit for the time I spent creating them. So I have this, which I can cut out, and these are just the gift tags. And then I just have a few patterned papers. This is the same one. I printed up on the same one. This actually is not in the kit. This one comes with my Advent kit. And the same with this one here. But this pattern here does come in the kit. And then there's also, I think it's 5 pages. This little page that has just like Christmas budget, a few little fussy cut images. And these you could use as pockets if you wanted. So there you have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little cutting for the budget and get things together so that we can make a folio. So I did a little bit of prep work. I cut out my budget papers, and I will show you how I attached them together. I actually printed up four pages this time, making it a little bit bigger. And on the back, I just print, there's a page of coffee dyed paper in the kit, and I just printed that up on the back. So what I did here is I just took the sewing machine and I sewed across the top right on the line. That way they're attached together and it's very quick and easy. And I put washi tape over the top. I'm going to do it on this last one, and just folded it over on the back. So that gives it a little bit of a clean appearance with a little bit of design. So I have this here that I used on the little notebook. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did that there. So I'm just going to basically take my washi tape and just basically just spread it out a little bit. Try to line it up with my stitches. It's okay if some of the stitching hangs out. You could actually put it a little bit above the stitching if you want to give it to where you can see the sewing. But since on the other one I covered it, I'm going to go ahead and cover it now. And then what I do is I just cut it off. And then I'm just going to fold it over, press it down, and trim off the edges. Very quick and easy, but yet it gives it a little bit of a clean finish and makes it kind of cute. Now this isn't really Christmas fabric, design. But I liked the colors kind of go with these little Christmas trees and snowflakes and everything. I thought it went well together, and I like the colors. So those are done, and I have my little notebook, and I also just have one of the gift tags. Again, you can put something else in the pocket, but this is actually the gift tag from the other book. I didn't make a new one, but I just sewed around the edges, put this little lace on top and stitched around it, and there you have it. Nice little gift tag. I also cut out, this is going to be for my closure, and this I went ahead and cut out the Christmas budget and just put a little bit, glued it on a little bit of fabric. And I went ahead and cut out a few of these just little fussy cut designs. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all, but I just wanted to have them cut so that the video is not quite so long. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to set these aside for now. And I've got to prep my trifold. So I'm going to use the same paper because it's light in color, and I can cover the outside or the inside with designed paper, and it won't really matter. So I'm going to take my corner trimmer. You can use any type of corner trimmer. If you don't have one, then you don't really have to, or you could even just cut around the edges. Make yourself a little template. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to round off my corners. Alrighty, so I have all my corners trimmed, my folio folded, and I also cut a few trim pieces. I'm going to do this one without any extra sewing other than the budget items. that I did the sewing on in the beginning. The rest of this I'm just going to do with gluing. So I was trying to figure out where I'm going to want some trim pieces. And this one I need for my closure because I have to make a little tab for my closure, which is going to go under here. So I wanted something to cover it. Now this I'm going to trim down a little bit. So I've got that one. I went ahead and I just cut it a little bit smaller than this piece, and then I rounded my corners. And I haven't done much in the way of the Distress Oxide, but usually I like to put a little this on the edges. So this one I may or may not do that. I can do that at the end also. So I did that, and then I have this piece. I decided to go with this pinkish color because I think it kind of goes along with this. So I cut this a little bit smaller than this front piece, and so I rounded my corners, and that's going to be over here. And then I need a piece here for my closure. Now you can make all kinds of closures. You can do Velcro, you can do magnets, you can do the little brads with the circles where you put the string around it. There's all kinds of different closures. I wanted this to where it fits into my purse easily, so I just glued on this sparkly gold trim. Instead of sewing it on, I just took it and glued it across. So this is just the length of the paper. So that's going to go there, and this will be here. Now this, I'm going to trim this down about maybe an inch, and then I'll round off my corners. And this what I did is I just cut a triangular piece off so I can make a little pocket here. So this is roughly, I think this is about 3 inches across. A little less than 3 inches. So this is about 2 3/4. So just a little bit smaller. And I believe in my other one I did sew this on, but I'm gonna glue this on. I'm gonna round this corner, glue this on. So I will be doing that, but before I do the gluing, I want to see about attaching my actual budget. So this one, I want the budget on the left side, and then the amount spent in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some holes here. Can't see them very well with this pencil, but I just need them to be enough to where I can see to put my holes. And now I've got my handy dandy crocodile here. So I'm going to use a little bit smaller holes on this. The eyelets are going to be the 3/16, but I'm just going to use the 1/8 of an inch so that my holes aren't quite as big. So I'm going to go ahead and put my holes in. This is going to go here, which means my holes are going to come through here. And this is the piece I decided I like the idea of covering the holes. I ran out of that other trim that I used, so I just have this twine that I cut a couple of pieces. So I need to make sure that this is going to cover it, which it will. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to just kind of eyeball it right about the center here. And I'm just going to make some marks where my holes are. Now I've got some little eyelets here that I'm going to use, but I need to make my 3/16 of an inch holes with my Crop-A-Dile. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I've got my holes there. And I'm going to put my eyelets in. Alright, so I've got the one there. I'll put the second one here. Now this paper that I'm using, this cardstock paper, is only, I think it's 80 pound, which is not very heavy for something like this. You might want to use a little bit thicker paper or add a backing here. I didn't on the other one, but I think it would be good, even though this has a nice pattern, to add another backing. That way it'll give it a little bit more strength, because it's not real durable. So I've got my budget here, and then I'm going to take one of my strings and I'm just going to put it through here. I'll do the same on the other side. Like I said, it's up to you whether you want to end up covering over this, because this could be reused. You could even make little notebooks and actually use it for something other than Christmas if you wanted to. This design is kind of a wintry design. All right, so I'm going to just tie this on in just a bow. That way I can make some changes if I need to. I may take it off while I'm doing my gluing, but that gives you the idea. I just wanted to make sure I had my holes together. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, the holes just the same way. I'll make my marks here and put my holes in. And I'll be back in a second. All right, so I added my holes and put my eyelets in. As you can see on the back, you can see them. And I attached this. I'll see if I can do the rest without taking these off. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add my pocket here. I need to round off my corner so that it matches up. So I'm basically just going to glue this on here. And I've got some 3-in-1 glue. Now I don't want to put the glue too far in, because if I want this to be a pocket, I need the glue just around the edges. Just around the edges. It's a very small pocket, but it'll do for what I want to use it for. Now on the other one I just put some little decorations here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that while this is drying. I have my Christmas budget, got a Christmas tree, some Christmas gifts. I kind of like the idea of using the gifts because since this is a budget to buy gifts, I guess it could be a budget for Christmas in general, because there's a lot of things you can spend money on. Went out looking for some Christmas decorations, and boy, they've gone up quite a bit with all the inflation going on in the world. So I kind of like that there. And maybe I'll put the gifts underneath. I think I did it like this for the other one, but I'm going to be a little bit different. Got this gift too. I like these gifts. I like the colors in them. So I'm going to glue that on. Add that to the top. Leave my fabric so where it hangs out a little bit. I could use a glue stick for this, but since I have this out, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. Getting ready to start Advent. I did my last video on the Advent wreath Folio. So we're going to start that in a few days. There we go. So I've got my tag, if I decide to put my tag in here, and then my little notebook here. Make sure that fits in there, which it does. I'm going to let the glue dry a little bit longer. Make sure my pocket is okay. Nice and clear. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue the outer coverings on. And I think for this one, since it's on the front, I am going to put a little bit of this distress ink on the edges. It just gives it a little bit of a polished look. I think it makes it nice. There's going to be trim on that side, so won't matter too much. All right, so now I'm going to see where I need my coverings. So I want this to go this way. This is going to go on top here. But before I do that, I'm going to see how long I want my closure to be. I'm going to trim some of this off. And I'm just going to eyeball it. There we go. That's going to be tucked underneath. Give it a little bit of a corner. Actually, I think I'm going to go with the big one. All right, so that's going to be my closure, which is going to go here. And then this is going to go on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this underneath here. So we're just going to turn it over. I'm just going to do it, eyeball it here. Put a little glue right around what I think is the center. And I want this to be pretty sturdy. So I might put a little glue on here also. We'll just glue it all up. Okay, so that will go here. Now I do need to let this dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this upside down and I'm going to put some glue on this and add it there. Turn that over there. All right. So I want the cover to where I can see the design. That should work. And I got my little closure flap there. There we go. Now I hope you've been following along with the A to Z of Christmas craft, because there's been a lot of wonderful crafts. I've been trying to keep up myself. I got a little behind, but I sure have been enjoying all of the wonderful crafts. So this is going to go on here, and then I need to glue this on, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave a pretty broad opening here without glue. That way I'll make sure that my closure is in the right spot. But I'm going to leave a big place in the center open. That way I'll have plenty of room for that closure. Using a lot of glue here. Now this is going to be a little thick for here, but I do want to make sure that I don't glue it shut. Okay, so this is going to go here. I am going to cover my holes, so I have to make sure that these are the way I want them, and they look fine. Now the only other thing is I want to make sure when I do this closure, actually I think it's a little too long. I'm going to have to trim this down a little bit. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Might just trim them off this way. So what I did is I cut it off, and there really wasn't enough room to fit into the corner trimmer, but that's okay. All right, so I've got that there. This I'm going to put on, but I got to make sure that looks like it'll go in there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here. But I want to make sure it's back far enough so that the closure goes in here. Doing a lot of flipping around here. So I'm going to glue it pretty close to this edge. All right. Okay, it's all glued on. Should be dry enough to try it out. So we've got our pocket, got our budget, and a little bit of decoration there. Now I'm going to see about my closure. Make sure that the closure works. And you have to kind of work with it a little bit, but just kind of bend it a little bit and flip it in. And there you have it. Now, I'm going to put a covering on the back here. I'm just not going to do it on the video. Just take another one of the papers and cover it. You don't really have to. May or may not, but probably will. So, there's a little budget folio for you. Like I said, you got to kind of work with this a little bit. But you can use whatever kind of closure you want. But now you have your budget. Amount spent, make your list, and slip it in your purse and do your shopping, or do your online shopping, but still keep track. Dave Ramsey would be proud of you. Anyway, there you have it. So we can hopefully stay on budget this Christmas and don't go overboard. But I want to thank you for taking the time to join me in this craft. And don't forget that if you want to purchase the kit on my Etsy shop, just use the code BUDGET20. And tune in on November 30th for my craft, which is going to be 2 turtle doves. And then again, tune in on December 1st. Rachel's going to be doing a giveaway of this beautiful journal that she's working on. So all you need to do is like, comment, and subscribe to all the channels, the participants. Just leave a comment and encourage the crafters. And I will be doing my own giveaway. I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel and keeping up with what I'm working on. So I will be announcing on December 2nd exactly the details about the giveaway. But I hope to be doing the giveaway on December the 8th. But there'll be just, you know, a few little things for you to do to join in for the giveaway. So thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and the bell to notify you of future videos. And I hope you'll join into the A to Z of Christmas craft. And happy crafting and happy journaling. I'll talk to you later.